Yeah, already bubbling up. All right. Also, John, the president tweeting about an investigation into voter fraud. Tell us about that.
Yeah, he talked about this again on the campaign trail, that thousands, if not millions of people are voting illegally. He was worried about it skewing the results of the election. He said just the other day here at the White House in a meeting with the congressional leadership, I would have won the popular vote had 3 to 5 million people not voted illegally. It was a big topic of conversation here in the White House briefing room with Sean Spicer yesterday. Well, this morning, the president tweeting out, quote, I will be asking for a major investigation into voter fraud, including those registered to vote in 2 states, those who are illegal, and even those registered to vote who are dead, and many for a long time. Depending on results, we will strengthen up voting procedures. Now, in a couple of those specific issues, like people being registered to vote in multiple states and people who are dead still being on the voter rolls, he's got a point. Because studies have shown, and the Pew did a study on this, that there are a lot of people who are still on the rolls who shouldn't be on the rolls. However, there is no evidence to suggest that there was massive voter fraud that skewed the results of the November 8th election. But I think the president taking a look at what's happening in this battle with the media again over what he said the other day and saying, okay, you want an investigation? There's going to be an investigation.
I'm Shannon Bremen for Martha McCallum. Immigration and border security were cornerstones of President Trump's rise, issues he did not back down on even at his inauguration.
Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs.
So that was from last Friday, and here is the schedule today. President Trump visited the Department of Homeland Security and new DHS Secretary John Kelly later today. More details on the border wall, and there's a possibility that sanctuary cities could be included, as well as immigration from terror-prone nations.
The president also talking about voter fraud, saying he's going to ask for an investigation into illegal voting. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts begins our coverage this morning. All right, John, let's start with these new executive actions. Could be a busy day. What details do we have so far?
Shannon and Bill, good morning to you. You know, at every stop along the campaign trail, now President Trump as a candidate would say that he is going to build a border wall. When he took office, during the transition at least, a lot of people wondering, will he make good on that promise to build the border wall? Well, he released 2 executive orders today, and right at the top of the list of one of those executive orders is directing the Department of Homeland Security to build the wall. Also included in those executive orders, end the catch and release program to the best possibility, stop the border crisis with Central America, increase staff for Customs and Border Protection by some 5,000 agents, stop asylum fraud, prioritize border prosecutions. There may be, still being discussed, a measure in there about sanctuary cities. He said during the campaign over and over again he wanted to stop funding for sanctuary cities, but a lot of this is still in pen. So we'll see if that actually ends up in the final version. He also wants to identify criminal aliens and remove criminal aliens, triple ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and removal operations and agents, and create a victims advocacy office for victims of crime by illegal aliens. Now, still to come, and this may not be today, it may be tomorrow, executive orders on national security, specifically involving immigrants from countries with a history of terrorism. This was initially the Muslim ban that he talked about in the campaign trail, which then became stopping visas, stopping immigration from countries with a history of terrorism. We understand that may include a temporary ban on visas from places like Iraq, Syria, Somalia, Libya, Yemen, decrease the number of total refugees allowed into the United States, possible temporary ban on refugees, all refugees from Syria, and develop a plan for extreme vetting of potential immigrants going forward. Again, these were all campaign promises, things that he talked about in the campaign trail. So here he is, Shannon, day number 3 of being at work here at the White House, and he's already making good on that. Though you can bet, because a lot of these are controversial items, we're going to hear a lot from opposition groups about them as well.